Hey there, good morning. I'm going to probably be a little bit quiet today because I'm not in my own house. So I don't want to wake anybody up around here. As everybody starts coming on, just make yourselves known. Make sure to say hi and everything to the group as you start coming on there. So there we go. People are starting to join. Um, so good morning. Happy 6 a.m. conscious coffee. That's for sure. Can everybody hear me okay? Can you guys let me know if you can hear me or not? Because I'm talking kind of low. Okay, so I actually keep waking up. I've been waking up probably for the last like 30 minutes or so off and on because I didn't want my alarm to go off and wake up everybody around here. So thank you. Um, but I was thinking about, yesterday I said I'm going to go through letting go. What does letting go mean? What does it really truly mean? And I started thinking about that probably around 5:20 this morning or so. And I was laying there and like, okay, well, what does letting go mean, and how do we do this? And it really comes down to, I think, A Course in Miracles teaches it the best, and it is a statement that knows that I use the terms certainty versus faith, and they are one and the same and yet different. So one in to have faith is to move forward in faith, to know that God has you, that you're held, that that there's a bigger plan. But then to have certainty is a little bit deeper of a level of faith, because there is just this true knowing there. And what certainty is really about is about that you have certainty that no matter what, that the universe, and I'll use Gabrielle Bernstein's book title here, the universe has your back, because it does. No matter what happens, it's always for our greatest and highest good. And in the Course of Miracles, it's referred to as, for those who have certainty, you can wait with great ease. And there's a trick, waiting with ease. And that is what letting go is. You have to have this burning desire, this attachment to your desire. So you really do want to latch on, but realize that that energy cord connects. And as long as you're not taking the doubt doors that I was talking about yesterday and running different directions and living in negative thought and everything, you attach to that thought and then you let go. But you do that through certainty, through the knowing that no matter what, your greatest and highest good is being provided for. And it may not come about exactly the way you want it. So maybe you're running a new car and you really want it to be red. Well, maybe it ends up being black. Yeah, but it doesn't. That's a very small thing to use, but it really is that you have to have the expectation of it happening, but don't have the expectation that it's going to happen exactly the way you, the human being, wants it to, because God, the universe, has a greater picture and knows the whole path, and we're looking at it from just this one spot, not from the view of God. But if we put ourselves into the space of God, and if any of you have kids out there, and years ago, gosh, I'm going to date myself, probably, I would say maybe 15, 16 years ago or more. I know that was my oldest kids were little, so The Prince of Egypt came out by DreamWorks, and there's a song on The Prince of Egypt that I absolutely adore, and it's called "Look at Your Life Through Heaven's Eyes." And I love that song because it's how we need to live. If we start looking, it really is about knowing that the greatest plan is in store for us, and that everything has a reason, and that there's always purpose behind everything. And when we get into that flow, we can kind of just let go. So we set our course, we we took our energy and we set this into our spiritual GPS system, you could say, our energetic GPS system. And that's our desires, our goals, our dreams. So we put those into the GPS system, and then we really attach to it. We go, yes, I feel it. This is what it feels like to have this, and you start to just get the flow of that. So you're now expanding out and energetically starting to change your frequency to attract that into your life. But then the next thing is that you've got to trust that the GPS system is going to get you there. If you're always questioning the GPS system and going, well, no, I know a better way, then you're going to hit a lot of road construction, a lot of traffic, because the GPS system can already see where the traffic and road construction is. So it's going to try to get you there the fastest way. But what we do is what? We go, nope, I know the shortcut. I know the shortcut through this neighborhood. And then we end up with, finding out that, oh, they're repairing the road over here. And we get a 6-month stall. We get a 2-year stall. We get whatever that is for us. So if you start to look at it like that, know that you can put in to the GPS system your desires, but then you have to trust in the GPS system. And that trusting is a knowing which goes past faith and into the land of certainty. And when you hit that certainty, you will have so much more peace inside of you. There will be an enthusiasm, kind of like a little kid on Christmas morning. Since I'm sitting here by the Christmas tree, a little kid on Christmas morning, that's excited. There's that kind of enthusiasm because you know that you're going to get to open up your gift pretty soon. But then there is just the peace of knowing that you're going to get there and that the universe has the greatest and highest good for you. So when you do that, you can just start to wait with ease. And like the Course in Miracles says, that. I mean, I actually titled this morning, I titled it The Crucial 2 Steps to Manifesting Desires. And the first step is letting go. But it's not just letting go like I'm, whatever, I don't care. I'm not attaching to it, because if you do that, then you're just looking at the GPS system and you're not giving it a direction. You're not giving any. You've got to give it an address and you've got to want to get there. Then you've got to wait with ease. You've got to actually know that the GPS system is going to get you there. And that means that you don't decide that you know a better path. Don't take the back roads. The next, does that make sense to you guys? Can you guys let me know how you feel about that? I see different people popping in and everything. I want to make sure that, I'm probably more awake than you, and it's only 6:08, but if you guys can just let me know if that's all making sense, my GPS system story and about certainty. Thank you. Everybody else is asleep. They need coffee. But the next trick to, the next crucial step to really creating our desires, and this is one that I say over and over again, is go find your orgasm. Go find your orgasm. And I'm not necessarily saying that it is a physical sexual orgasm. I'm talking about the orgasm of life, finding joy, finding happiness, finding bliss. And it's about going and doing the things that you love, that you enjoy, with the people that you love and that you enjoy. So if you are just always got your head in the books, your head in the computer, you're always work, does the you of 3 to 5 years from now that has this life, this desire, is that what they're doing? Probably not. I don't think that the majority of us would say, oh, my dream is to work all the time. No. Time is the most valuable thing that we have. It's something that is so precious we can never get it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So I'm pretty sure that the majority of us don't want to spend our entire time working. But when you are working, you need to make sure that you're doing something that you enjoy as well. There's a trick to that one right there, too. So don't do it. Yes, you have to get some of the dirty work done. But let your work be more about the things that you enjoy. And I'm not talking about actual 9-to-5 work here. I'm talking about doing the work of letting go, doing the work of finding your happiness. When you find your happiness, you increase your frequency, you increase your vibration, and you that now is permeating out of you. So like attracts like. If you want want more joy, more happiness in your life, then you need to have more joy, more happiness in your life. So go find your orgasm. Find the things that make you feel blissful. Really find the things that make you feel blissful. That is, I think, one of the most, even if you ignored everything else that I've talked about in the last few mornings, and you put this one on the front burner and you said, this is going to be my priority for focus here, that would be a really smart move, because it is something that you need to do. Finding your happiness, finding your joy, being and doing the things that you really enjoy. I cannot stress enough as to the importance of it. It is so important. Oh my goodness, the cats are getting into something over there. But it really is about finding that peace, finding that joy, finding the orgasm. So I want to make sure that is, I can't stress it enough how important that is. To the point that I have this little thing, I have what I call a flow book, and it's just one of those like dollar composition books, nothing fancy. And every month I write down my flow in there. So I get very serious about it, very logical. I go into my masculine brain and I write down everything that is flowing out, the things, my responsibilities that I have to take care of. Those things go on one side. On the other side, I write down all the things that I know that I have flowing in. So if we're looking at like money here, which is what I'm talking about for this instance, I put in what's going out, what's coming in that I know of, and then I have like this chalice looking thing in the middle, and in there that's my opportunity. That's the opportunity to create everything that I need. Most of the time, my going out is far greater than my coming in that I know about. Okay? So I might think, and I'll just say, let's use $10,000 for an example. So let's say I have that I need $10,000 that month, and I only have coming in six that I know of. So this is a $4,000 gap. And with me, I always want more. So I would instantaneously write down another probably $2,000 and say, I want $2,000 for savings, for a trip, for this, for that. But I give everything a destination. I give it all where it needs to go, because all the money is doing is flowing through me. Okay? I am nothing but the vessel for it to flow through. I do not own the money. It does not own me. It just flows through me. That's it. So there's no real attachment to it. My attachment is to the joy, the happiness that this money is going to bring, the relief that the money is going to bring, to knowing that the money is going to take care of these things and going to provide this other stuff over here, that I might really want or enjoy. So once I have that, now I got this $4,000 gap in the middle. So if I only have six coming in and I need 10, and then I add two to it because that's the way I operate, at least. So now I actually need 6,000. So then I go into opportunity mode. I start to create positive doorways, not doubt doorways. I create positive doorways for this money to come into me. And I start looking at different things that might be out there. So, it comes down to, I know that there's a lot of people that don't work for themselves. You got a lot of corporate America out there, and your guys' hands are tied a lot more. But still, the universe's hands aren't tied. So you can start just throwing out like, I've been meaning to do this. I've been meaning to start this project. And everybody has something out there. We live in a world where we all have something, And then what if it's as simple as you've invested in some Bitcoin, and you go, well, I have this small investment in Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin, the way it's looking, maybe it'll just continue to go up and I'll make, like $2,000 off of Bitcoin this month. It's possible. You're not saying where it has to come from. You're creating doorways, whether that is your investments, whether that is that there's something that you wanted to pick up as a hobby that might make income. If it's something that, that you're looking at that could make you money, but you're uncertain of if you really fully trust it or something. You can put all of these things in here. You're not attaching to any of them. You're only putting them in the middle as opportunity. That's it. So if you don't have any doorways, there's your homework. Try to figure out and really let yourself dream on the doorways. They don't have to even be in existence right now. Because remember that the universe is going to come through and it's going to provide you with the doors that you actually want to take. It's going to say, nope, you wanted to go that way. Here's where it's at. Here's where it's at. Over here, over here, over here. So you want to really pay attention to those things. But you have to create the doorways up here and in your heart first. Okay. So once you have that going on, and you get all of this written out, so you've got what's going out, what's coming in, your opportunities in the middle, and that middle chalice section, you have those opportunities. And I would suggest try to have 3 to 5 doorways there. If you have more, awesome, but 3 to 5 is normally a really good place to be. And give those doorways like numbers of expectation, numbers of desire that you are kind of attaching. Like I said with Bitcoin, maybe Bitcoin goes up $2,000, which it looking at that, now you have that. Then you have your number as to, basically you're going to find out that this 4 to 6,000 that we were working with, that we were in flux with, there's a lot of opportunity for it there. Or at least there's opportunity to come really close to getting it, okay? And that's the thing. Sometimes you may not get it 100%, especially on the front end of this process of learning how to create it, but you will start to move closer and closer and closer. Now that you've got this down and you've figured out exactly, like, okay, this is what it is, now you go close that book up, close that notepad up, whatever you're using, close that up, walk away from it, and don't look at it again for the rest of the month, for the rest of the week, whatever this lineup is, okay? Now, if yours is like 2-year goals, you do need to do check-ins. On long-term goals, you need to check in on probably a monthly basis on that long-term goal. Okay. But if we're talking about a week, 2 weeks, or a month, it is close the book up and practice certainty. Practice certainty through finding your bliss, through finding your happiness, okay? So you really want to go and explore things that make you happy now. And that means that you're going to, you literally take you've got the creation, your being, your spirit, your energy knows what you want. And now you're going to take it out and you're going to create happiness in your life. So when you go and create happiness, you go and hang out with the people that you really enjoy. Go find laughter. What makes you giggle? Go do things that make you laugh. Do things that give you a genuine smile. Be around the people that you want. Go make love and really make love. Really be present in each moment. And again, it can be that, or it can be, going to a theater play or going out to eat or going to a community event or hanging out with your kids or just crashing in front of a fireplace and having a good glass of wine. Any of those things, you're making love to the universe in lots of different ways, but you need to be present in it. So if you are finding your bliss, going and doing these happy things, but your mind is only focused in on that book, what you are actually putting out is worry, because you're not waiting with certainty. You're not waiting with ease. You're waiting with anxiety. You're waiting with frustration, with like, oh my gosh, if I let go of this, then it's not going to come about. The place that you're not letting go, that you need to hold on to it, is only in your heart space. Only in your heart space, because you're feeling into it. You're loving it. You know that it's already there, because it's already there. But you've got to start living like it's already there. Okay? Does that make any sense? It's not very many comments coming in this morning. So I think either people are going, she's talking about money, I don't want to hear it, I'm popping off, or people aren't drinking that coffee. So go drink your coffee and get in talking over there. Let me know that this is making some sense to you, please. But it really is about finding that happiness, and you've got to really get into that, and that happiness has to come from the present moment. So the more present you are in the moment, and the more in joy, the more in bliss you are in the moment, the quicker your goals, your dreams, your desires will come to you. Because like I said yesterday, the universe does not like to fuck around. It likes speed. The universe loves to just grant us things with great speed. But we have to be in alignment to it. We often are not. And it does come down to the thoughts. And like I was saying yesterday, our thoughts will, and our feelings. And this is the number one thing that we have to get through is that you have to be in a state of bliss, a state of happiness, a state of joy, a state of gratitude. Happiness and gratitude, those are the key two elements on the feeling chart that you need to have in order to really create what you want. And the universe will respect those and grant to you, all the stuff that you're actually wanting as long as you are in alignment. But you've got to get in alignment. The universe is sitting there and it's got all these gifts for you. And if you're not willing to actually go through that door and look for the gifts and actually see them, you got to take the next step, and get your butt there. And that next step is based in your heart center and in your mind center. So you need to get those energy sources because those conductors and receivers are the two highest frequency receivers out there. And I'm not making this up. I mean, you can go, Einstein talked about it. And it, a whole bunch of other greats. I mean, I could probably, if my brain was working a little bit better, if I hadn't had coffee, I'm not going to try to figure out somebody else's coffee pot. So I did bring a juice. I was drinking some juice earlier, but to when you look back at all of the timeline, and I do encourage anybody who, even though it's not a complete work because a lot of things have been taken out of it just because of the way our world has been, but Think and Grow Rich is one of the best books out there. The principles are there, and what I love about the book Think and Grow Rich is that he, Napoleon Hill, the author, this is like 1936, I think. He did interviews with like Ford and Churchill, and he went and did all this research on these famous people. And what he came back with what the principles were for success, for abundance, for the things that we want. And it was all came back to that these greats in our world, they really understood the power of our thoughts. It was not about the actions. The actions was the 1% to 2%. It was about the thoughts and the feelings, emotions attached to those thoughts. So that's why, if you're out and you're partying and you're thinking about, you're laughing and you're joyous and you're enjoying everything, but in the back of your head, you're really anxiety ridden and it's all just a mask that's going on. The universe is attaching to what's going on inside, not what you're masking. You cannot fake it till you make it with the universe. It does not work because your energy is your energy. And what you are putting out, you will get back. It's just the way it is. If you want to know where you're at in this world, if you want to know what frequency you're putting out, look at what's coming back. And start looking at what am I really thinking? What am I really feeling? Because a man, a woman, a human being becomes what they think about the most. We become what we think about most of the time. That means that we've got to get our thoughts and the emotions attached to our thoughts correct, in alignment to what our desires are, because it will change our frequency. And science has looked and said it is really amazing because our thoughts can go through the frequency of our thoughts is so much smaller than anything else known. But it goes through metal walls. It travels across the world in no time at all. Everything else takes time. Our thoughts don't take time. And we've all had those moments where we thought about somebody, we were really feeling that person's presence in our life, and we thought about them in the phone. In today's world, what? They text us. They email us. All of a sudden we see something that reminds us of them, and we just feel really overfilled with their presence in our life. And then all of a sudden they're they're right there, and they're texting us, they're calling us, they're emailing us. So it really is about those thoughts, and those thoughts, they move so quickly. And our brains are putting out and receiving all at the same time. That's what I was saying yesterday. It's like We are receivers and antennas, and that is scientifically supported. That's not some spiritual hullabaloo stuff, trying to pump you up or go metaphysical on anybody here. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what your good morning. People are saying good morning. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what your backing is. Science is science, and it it supports that our minds are the strongest conductors, receivers of energy, and thought and emotion attached to thought are the two things that we really have to get in alignment with. And if we do not get those two things lined up properly, then we're going to consistently receive everything that we don't want. So if we're running around and we're saying, I really want, and I'll use the 10,000 a month again because it's just an easy thing. I think that a lot of people would love to have an extra 10 grand a month happening. So if you want that 10,000 a month, then but you're scrimping and you're scraping and you're going, oh, I can't have this, I can't have that. This is not go into debt, okay? This isn't go max out your credit cards. This isn't go do something stupid. It's about the feeling. When you feel that resistance, and it will feel like a resistance to you. So it is the thought of, oh, I really would like to have that, but I can't. Or it just makes you go, oh, I just don't have the money for that right now. Figure out something else that you can, try to give yourself a little supports here and there. Do little things for yourself. Praise yourself. Give yourself, love in different ways. Go and pamper yourself in different ways. But when you're pampering yourself, for us ladies, excuse me, for us ladies out there, like if we go and we get our hair done, our nails done, go buy new makeup, new clothes, whatever, right? And all you guys might be going, oh my gosh, yeah. But here she goes spending the whole paycheck again. But it's not about, do those little things, but if you do it with this resistance of, oh, I really shouldn't be doing this, then it's going to cause issues in your world. Okay? So anytime you go, I really shouldn't be doing this. I really can't afford this. I really can't do this. Those are the things you're putting out. That energy is going out, and you're only getting this little droplet coming back of like, it doesn't really feel good when you are resisting it. When you're telling yourself that you don't deserve it, when you're telling yourself that you don't have it, when you're operating in that place of scarcity, there's more negative thoughts, negative emotions, tension in your body from that than there is positive going out. And you have to focus in on the positive. You have to get into the heart center and really feel good about it. And that's, I mean, like I said, it's two crucial steps, right? Learning how to let go, and what letting go is about being really certain about that. And what does certainty mean? Certainty means that you can wait with great ease, as Creating Miracles talks about, right? The Course in Miracles, it's an intense book, but I do encourage everybody to go over like a 2-year timeline, because it is very, very powerful. It is on the teachings of Jesus, and some might be turned off by that, but the principles are the principles, and they're much like every religion. There's basics to everything, and Course in Miracles, and I think that is probably one of the most powerful statements in the whole book, is that for those who have certainty, they can wait with ease. So to have certainty means that you can wait with ease, wait without anxiety, wait without the scarcity, wait without the fear, wait without the worry. And anytime you have these things pop up, fear, worry, realize that that is not coming from God, that is not coming from your soul. It is telling you that you are out of alignment to your goals. It is telling you that you are out of alignment to your desires. So it is an instantaneous awakening of, oh shit, I need to get back on my path. I need to look at where I'm at and go, why am I feeling this way? And if you come up with 1,000,001 reasons as to why you're feeling this way, we're not talking about logic here. The universe is not always logical. It wants you just to get in alignment to it, okay? And the logic is feel good and more good will come to you. More things that you feel that will make you feel better will come to you. But what we do is we take those doubt doors left and right, like I was talking about yesterday, the doubt doors. And I see a lot of people on here this morning that were not here yesterday. So I'm going to encourage everybody to go back and watch those videos from yesterday, because it really is, all these steps lining up into one. So, but right now, I just want you guys to focus in on happiness and uncertainty, and trying to just play around with what that feels like. What does it feel like to wait in certainty? Notice the peace. Notice just the comfort in your system when you are waiting in certainty, and really look for the things that make you happy and go do more of those. So I've managed to make it to 31 minutes. Wow. But I'm going to let everybody go. I'm going to actually go and probably just sleep a little bit more. And I will catch everybody tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And I hope that, feel free to leave comments afterwards on here if you need to go back and listen to everything, because I know that some people came in really, really late. But please leave your comments. I love to see your comments. I will respond back with stuff later as well. If you want to follow me anymore, you can, of course, catch videos here on Facebook. I'm every morning at 6 a.m. doing this conscious coffee for the month of December. So tell your friends about it. But you can also find me at www.kendalwilliams.com.